Get ready, everyone, because the news cycle is absolutely wild right now, and we've got the inside scoop on stories you absolutely cannot miss. From Hollywood history lessons to the latest buzz in entertainment, buckle up, because the Spears Spotlight is about to drop some major updates. We're diving deep into a beloved classic's surprising casting secrets. We're exploring the legacy of a fan-favorite film with a fresh take, and hearing directly from a director about creative choices that sparked conversation. Plus, we're catching up with a rising star on her confidence journey. You won't want to miss a second of this. Stick around and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always in the know. Hollywood's unpacking a classic's controversial scene. Decades after its release, a beloved family film is facing renewed scrutiny over its portrayal of Asian characters, prompting a candid response from its director. The 2003 film Freaky Friday, a movie that has resonated with audiences for years and recently saw a sequel, Freakier Friday, has become the subject of discussion regarding its representation of Asian characters. Director Mark Waters has now addressed the criticisms leveled against the film's depiction of these characters, particularly in a memorable scene set in a Chinese restaurant. In an interview with Variety, Waters acknowledged that the scene, which featured characters Pei, played by Rosalind Kao, and her mother, Lucille Soong, serving magical fortune cookies that facilitate the body swap, was intentionally over the top. He stated, "I was fully aware that it was over the top, and not in the way that I was trying to insult or make fun of any group." Waters explained that the intention was to create an absurd scenario for comedic effect, and that Rosalind Kao, a friend, was aware of and embraced this approach, aiming to swing for the fences. He further clarified, "But stepping back from it, of course it's absolutely absurd, but not in a way that is mean-spirited. Not from my perspective, nor do I think most people who watch the movie think of as being mean-spirited." These comments come in the wake of observations made by Manny Jacinto, a Filipino-Canadian actor who stars in the new film Freakier Friday. Jacinto noted that the depiction of Asian characters in the original Freaky Friday did not age very well. Similarly, Nisha Ganatra, the director of the new sequel and a Canadian with Indian immigrant parents, shared her own feelings of conflict when watching the original film, specifically concerning the Asian representation. She mentioned bringing this up during her initial meetings for the new film, even presenting a segment that highlighted problematic Asian representation. While the new film, Freakier Friday, does not replicate the controversial restaurant scene, both Rosalind Kao and Lucille Soong make cameo appearances. Waters also expressed his disappointment at not being involved in the sequel, stating he offered his involvement in a Godfather or executive producer capacity, but was not invited. He is now focused on creating new original content. Freakier Friday opened to a strong worldwide box office, grossing $44.5 million. However, it received a mixed review from the Spears Spotlight, with critic Clarice Luffrey describing it as an unfunny nostalgia that Lindsay Lohan deserved better than. But the conversation around Freaky Friday doesn't stop there. Next up, we're diving into why the new sequel is hitting all the right notes for fans. Freakier Friday delivers nostalgia with a fresh twist. Nearly 2 decades after the original captured hearts, the sequel successfully recaptures the magic while introducing new family dynamics. Released on August 6, 2003, the original Freaky Friday remake, starring Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, became a touchstone for a generation. Now, approximately 22 years later, the sequel, Freakier Friday, has hit theaters on August 8, 2025, aiming to recapture the beloved film's essence. The original movie chronicled the mother-daughter relationship between Tess and Anna, focusing on their conflicts leading up to Anna's first major concert and Tess's remarriage. The narrative device of a body swap was employed to foster understanding and reconciliation between them. The new film continues this tradition, with Anna now a mother and Tess a grandmother. The plot centers on the merging of their families as Anna prepares to marry her fiancé. The story introduces challenges with Anna's future stepdaughter, Lily, who is hesitant to integrate into Anna's and her daughter Harper's lives. Simultaneously, Harper grapples with the perception that Anna's fiancé doesn't fully love or understand her. To resolve these familial rifts, Anna, Tess, Lily, and Harper find themselves in a body-swapping predicament. The reviewer who grew up watching the original film describes it as fun, funny, and heartwarming, a movie that could be enjoyed on a whim or during times of illness. Freakier Friday is noted to uphold these qualities, offering a fun, funny, and heartwarming experience that is an easy watch. The sequel is praised for its numerous callbacks to the first film, with much of the original cast making cameo appearances, including Mark Harmon, Chad Michael Murray, and Ryan Malgarini. As sequels to iconic movies go, Freakier Friday is considered to hold its own effectively. While acknowledging that the film isn't life-changing and might be considered a little stupid, the review emphasizes its sheer fun factor, questioning when the simple enjoyment of movies was lost. Freakier Friday is said to embody the same vibes as the original, including the exploration of angsty teen years, 2000s music, and mother-daughter miscommunication, all wrapped around the central body-switching concept. The review highlights the film's success in staying true to the original's core idea while introducing a fresh perspective. The standout element for the reviewer was the reunion of Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. Curtis's comedic timing is lauded as impeccable, and Lohan is noted for her ability to convey teenage angst. Manny Jacinto, Sophia Hammonds, and Julia Butters are recognized as strong additions to the chaotic Coleman family. The inclusion of bloopers during the credits further enhances the film's 2000s-era ambience. Overall, the movie is rated as a solid 3.5 out of 5 stars, delivering enjoyable entertainment without aiming for profound impact. Freakier Friday is currently playing in theaters. From the sequel's success, we're shifting gears to a behind-the-scenes look at another iconic movie. Next, we uncover a casting decision that could have dramatically changed a teen comedy classic. Mean Girls casting could have been radically different. Director Mark Waters reveals that Lindsay Lohan was initially eyed for a different, more iconic role in the beloved teen comedy. More than 2 decades after its release, Mean Girls remains a cult classic in the high school dramedy genre. However, the iconic film, which starred Lindsay Lohan as the outsider Katie Heron and Rachel McAdams as the formidable Queen Bee Regina George, nearly featured a very different cast. Director Mark Waters, who had previously worked with Lindsay Lohan on the 2003 hit Freaky Friday, shared in an interview with Variety that the initial plan was to cast Lohan, then 18, as Regina George. At the time of filming, Rachel McAdams was 25. Waters explained that he struggled to find the right actress for the role of Katie Heron and initially felt McAdams was too old for the part. "I actually read an actress from Canada for the part and I told her, 'You're way too old for this part, but I think you're a movie star, you're amazing.'" It was Rachel McAdams, Waters recalled. He also mentioned that key figures from the film's production, including Tina Fey, Lorne Michaels, and Sherry Lansing, saw a rough cut of Freaky Friday and were impressed, leading them to want both Waters and Lohan for their project. Waters convinced the production team that Lohan's energy was better suited for the role of Regina George. "I convinced everyone that Lindsay should be playing Regina, not Katie," he stated. "Lindsay's energy is much more like Regina. I don't mean that in a negative way. She's just much more forceful and a really strong personality. I remember reading the Regina scenes with her, and she was amazing." When the search for Katie Heron proved difficult, the team revisited Rachel McAdams for the role of Regina George. Waters noted that McAdams reading a little older actually worked in her favor, lending a certain power and maturity to the character. Lohan, who was 17 at the time and initially disappointed by the casting change, eventually accepted the role of Katie. Paramount Pictures CEO Sherry Lansing reportedly pointed out that due to the massive success of Freaky Friday, Lohan needed to be the lead in the new film, a decision that ultimately proved beneficial for all involved. Lohan herself confirmed this casting switch in a New York Times interview, discussing how her age relative to her co-stars made it difficult to fit in during the making of Mean Girls. She noted that Rachel McAdams, being significantly older at 25 compared to Lohan's 17, felt like a different generation. Co-stars Lacey Chabert and Amanda Seyfried, who were 21 and 17 respectively, were also in different life stages. making it challenging for Lohan to connect with them as she was still balancing her studies. Mean Girls went on to achieve significant box office success, earning over $130 million worldwide. Its impact also led to a Broadway musical that garnered 12 Tony nominations, which in turn inspired the 2024 Mean Girls movie musical that grossed over $104 million globally. From the casting secrets of a teen classic, we're now turning our attention to a new talent making waves. Up next, we meet a rising star who's channeling confidence on and off the screen. Freakier Friday starred Julia Butters on her confidence mission. A young actress shares her journey of embracing self-assurance while stepping into a major sequel alongside Hollywood legends. The release of Freakier Friday has introduced a new generation to the body-swapping fun of the Freaky Friday franchise, with 16-year-old actress Julia Butters taking on the role of Harper Coleman, the daughter of Lindsay Lohan's character, Anna. Harper, along with her soon-to-be stepsister Lily Davies, played by Sophia Hammonds, are the new faces involved in the family's body-swapping adventures. Butters recognized the significance of the role from the outset, admitting that her initial reaction to getting the part was disbelief, thinking it might be a prank. "I was excited, and then I really was nervous, because I was like, oh, these are big shoes to fill, and a lot of people aren't going to know what I'm doing here," she shared in an exclusive interview with the Spears Spotlight. Facing the high stakes of acting alongside seasoned Hollywood stars and participating in an international press tour, Butters made it her personal mission to cultivate and project confidence. "I had talks with Sophia beforehand. I was like, I'm gonna do great at every interview, and I'm gonna look beautiful at every event I go to, and I'm just gonna make it my mission to be as confident as I can," Butters revealed. She found that her character, Harper, naturally embodied this trait, describing Harper as resilient and confident, someone who doesn't feel the need to be the prettiest or to fit in to feel worthy. This confidence extended beyond the fictional realm into Butters' real life, partly through a collaboration with Invisalign. As a real-life user of the product, Butters wore Invisalign both in the movie as Harper and in promotional materials. "I started Invisalign because I really wanted to take that next step to make myself feel more confident," she explained. The experience was described as a dream come true. Butters also received significant guidance and encouragement on set from her co-stars Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. She found Lohan to be very supportive and adept at offering advice at the right moments. Curtis, whom Butters described as a beacon of wisdom, also provided valuable learning experiences. With Freakier Friday now released and her promotional duties largely concluded, Butters is taking time to enjoy a break and reconnect with friends. While her future career path remains open-ended, her commitment to approaching life with confidence is a certainty. From a rising star's personal journey, we're wrapping up our top stories. Stay tuned for a quick recap of everything we covered today. That's all the buzz for today. We heard about director Mark Waters addressing Freaky Friday's representation, got a glowing review for Freakier Friday, learned about a near-miss casting for Mean Girls, and caught up with Julia Butters on her confidence journey. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Spears Spotlight for more in-depth updates, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Plus, let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and follow us on all our social media channels.